What if I told you that the chains of doubt and limitation are about to shatter? The universe is whispering secrets, and it's time for you to reclaim your light. Chosen one, today we're diving into a prophetic word about how you are stepping into a season of unprecedented power and authority. You've been underestimated, but this is your moment to rise, disrupt, and transform. Let's uncover the undeniable signs that reveal this power transfer is happening in your life right now. Before we begin, like and comment 77 foot below to declare your readiness to step into this divine calling. Let's get started. The first sign is incomprehensible energy. Your energy is incomprehensible. It cannot be measured, contained, or defined by the systems of control that surround you. While the world operates within rigid frameworks and predetermined expectations, your very essence disrupts those systems simply by existing. This isn't something you consciously create. It's a divine gift, a boundless frequency that challenges the limitations others have placed on what is possible. Your presence alone carries an energy that shakes foundations and exposes the weaknesses of those frameworks, forcing people to confront truths they would rather ignore. Think about Jesus walking into the synagogue and teaching with authority, Mark 1 verse 22. The people were astonished, not just by his words but by the undeniable energy he carried. His teaching was unlike anything they had experienced because it wasn't rooted in human tradition or empty ritual. It was fueled by divine power. That energy defied their expectations and exposed the flaws in their systems, challenging their comfort and forcing them to reevaluate their beliefs. This same divine energy flows through you, and it has the same effect on the world around you. You may have noticed how people respond when you enter a room. Some may feel drawn to you, sensing something different yet unexplainable. Others may feel uncomfortable or even threatened, unable to understand why your presence stirs something in them. This isn't because of anything you've said or done. It's because your light disrupts their darkness. Your energy challenges what has been hidden, shining a spotlight on areas that have long been ignored or suppressed. It's not about creating conflict, but about creating transformation. John 1 verse 5 says, "And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not." Your energy is that light, and its very nature disrupts the status quo. This incomprehensible energy often sets you apart. You may find that you don't fit neatly into the categories or labels others try to place on you. The world thrives on predictability, but your energy operates on a divine frequency that transcends those limitations. Like the wind described in John 3 verse 8, "The wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou hearest the sound thereof, but canst not tell whence it cometh, and whither it goeth. So is every one that is born of the Spirit." Your energy moves unpredictably, breaking through boundaries and reshaping the environment wherever you go. This energy is also why you might encounter resistance. People and systems that rely on control often feel unsettled in your presence because your very existence challenges their foundation. They may not understand why, but they sense that your energy cannot be manipulated or contained. Consider the story of Peter and John in Acts 4. After performing a miracle in Jesus' name, they stood before the religious leaders who tried to silence them. Yet, their boldness and authority, fueled by divine energy, left those leaders astonished. They recognized that these were ordinary men who had been transformed by their connection to Jesus. Like Peter and John, your energy is not about what the world sees in you. It's about what God has placed within you. On a personal level, carrying this energy can feel isolating at times. You might wonder why you don't fit in, why certain environments feel stifling, or why people seem to react strongly to you without reason. But understand this, your energy is a divine signal, not a flaw. It's a reminder that you were created to stand out, not conform. Romans 12 verse 2 says, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." Your energy is part of that transformation, a force that not only changes you but also impacts everyone and everything around you. This incomprehensible energy is also deeply connected to your purpose. It's not just about disrupting systems, it's about creating new possibilities. Like a river carving through rock, your energy creates pathways where none existed before. It challenges stagnation and inspires movement, whether in relationships, communities, or entire systems. You were designed to be a catalyst for change, to carry a presence that inspires others to awaken to their own potential. This is why some people are drawn to you. They sense that being near you brings clarity, motivation, and a deeper connection to truth. At the same time, this energy requires stewardship. It's not something to be used recklessly or without intention. Like Jesus, who often withdrew to pray and recharge, Luke 5 verse 16. You must take time to nurture your connection to God, the source of your energy. This connection strengthens you and ensures that your energy remains aligned with His will. Without this grounding, the weight of carrying such a transformative presence can feel overwhelming. But with God's guidance, your energy becomes a powerful tool for His purpose. This divine energy also positions you within a greater cosmic purpose. You are not here by accident. You were chosen to shine in a world that desperately needs light. Matthew 5 verses 14 to 16 declares, "Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid." Your energy is not meant to be hidden or diminished. It's meant to illuminate, to guide, and to inspire. Every time you let your energy flow freely, aligned with God's will, you contribute to a greater plan that transcends what you can see. If you've noticed how your energy shakes the atmosphere, draws some people closer, and makes others uncomfortable, comment energy below. This is your declaration that you're ready to embrace the power God has placed within you and use it to fulfill your divine mission. Stay with me, because the next sign will reveal how your transformative presence doesn't just disrupt. It actively dismantles systems of control and creates new possibilities. Let's keep moving forward together. The second sign is transformative presence. Your presence is transformative. You don't merely resist oppression or injustice, you dismantle it. Like a river cutting through solid rock, your energy doesn't just challenge the structures around you. It reshapes them entirely. This is not by accident, but by divine design. Transformation follows you because you carry within you the power to break chains and create new possibilities. This is why systems, people, and environments that thrive on stagnation often react so strongly to your presence. They sense, even if they can't articulate it, that your very existence brings change. And change disrupts the control they hold so tightly. Think of Moses standing before Pharaoh in Exodus 7. Pharaoh's heart was hardened, yet Moses, with God's authority behind him, was unyielding. Each act of obedience, from the words he spoke to the signs he performed, chipped away at Pharaoh's resistance. What seemed immovable began to crack under the weight of God's power working through Moses. Liberation didn't happen all at once. It was a process, a series of transformative moments that culminated in freedom for an entire nation. Like Moses, your presence carries a similar transformative power. It doesn't merely coexist with oppression. It dismantles it, one act of courage, faith, or truth at a time. This transformative energy is what sets you apart. When you step into a space, whether it's a workplace, a relationship, or a community, things begin to shift. People start to see things differently, often in ways they hadn't before. Your authenticity challenges their comfort zones. Your truth disrupts their falsehoods. Your courage inspires them to reevaluate their own fears. This is why some people feel uneasy around you. It's not about you personally. It's about what your presence represents. Transformation is uncomfortable for those who cling to control. It forces them to confront the possibility of change, and not everyone is ready for that. Transformation is also not always immediate. Just as a river doesn't carve a canyon overnight, the change you bring may take time to manifest. But the impact is undeniable. In the same way that water wears away stone, your presence steadily challenges the systems, mindsets, and barriers that need to be broken. This process can be frustrating, especially when it feels like nothing is happening. But remember, God's timing is perfect. Galatians 6 verse 9 reminds us, "And let us not be weary in well-doing. For in due season we shall reap, if we faint not." Transformation is a process, and your role is to stay faithful to your calling, trusting that the seeds you plant will grow in their appointed time. One of the challenges of carrying a transformative presence is the resistance you face. Systems, people, and even environments that thrive on rigidity and conformity will often push back against your efforts to bring change. They might criticize you, undermine you, or try to silence you. But their resistance is not a reflection of your failure. It's proof of your impact. If you weren't making a difference, there would be no need for resistance. Consider the apostles in Acts 17 verse 6, who were accused of turning the world upside down because of the transformative power of their message. Like them, your presence is not meant to blend in. It's meant to turn things around. This resistance can also be deeply personal. You might lose relationships, face misunderstandings, or feel isolated because of your role as a catalyst for change. But know this, you are not alone. God has equipped you for this journey and has placed you exactly where you need to be. Isaiah 41 verse 10 promises, "Fear thou not, for I am with thee, be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee, yeah, I will help thee. Yeah, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness." God's presence is with you every step of the way, ensuring that the transformation you bring aligns with His divine purpose. Your transformative presence isn't limited to tearing down what's broken. It's also about building what's new. Like Nehemiah rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem, your role is not just to dismantle but to restore, renew, and create. Nehemiah faced constant opposition, from mockery to threats, yet he remained focused on his mission. In Nehemiah 4 verse 6, it says, "So built we the wall, and all the wall was joined together unto the half thereof." For the people had a mind to work. Despite the resistance, the wall was completed, and Jerusalem was fortified. Your transformative energy has the same potential, to restore what has been broken and to build something lasting and meaningful. On a personal level, this transformation extends to your own life. As you step into your calling, you'll find that God is not only using you to change the world around you, but also transforming you in the process. Each challenge you face refines you. Each act of faith strengthens you. Each step of obedience draws you closer to the person God created you to be. Romans 12 verse 2 says, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." Transformation isn't just something you bring, it's something you embody. This role also connects you to a greater cosmic purpose. You are part of God's plan to bring restoration and renewal to the world. Your presence is not random, it's intentional. Matthew 5 verse 14 declares, "Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid." Your transformative power is not meant to be hidden or suppressed. It's meant to shine brightly, inspiring others and drawing them toward the truth. Every time you step into a space and let your presence bring change, you are participating in a divine mission that transcends what you can see. If you're ready to embrace your role as a catalyst for change, comment "transform" below. Let this be your declaration that you are committed to dismantling what no longer serves God's purpose and building what does. We've only just begun to uncover the incredible power God is transferring to the chosen ones. The next signs will reveal why your mission is so vital and how it's impacting the world on a spiritual level. Before we continue, activate all notifications so you never miss a prophetic word like this one. Let's dive deeper. The third sign is unyielding sovereignty. Your essence is unyielding sovereignty, an unshakable force that defies categorization, manipulation, and suppression. In a world that thrives on control, your spirit operates beyond the limitations they try to impose. This sovereignty doesn't just make you different. It makes you a beacon of divine freedom. It is what sets you apart, what makes you a disruptor of systems, and what challenges the structures of conformity that the world so desperately clings to. While others may bend under pressure, your essence remains steadfast, rooted in something far greater than human approval or understanding. Consider Daniel in the lion's den, Daniel 6. His unyielding faith in God made him untouchable, even when the world sought to destroy him. The system that tried to suppress Daniel, manipulating laws to trap him, ultimately revealed its own weakness when Daniel emerged unharmed. His sovereignty was not just about survival. It was a testimony to the divine authority working through him. Like Daniel, your sovereignty is not of this world. It is anchored in God's will, making you impervious to the schemes of those who seek to diminish your light. Attempts to categorize you or fit you into the world's narrow paradigms will always fail because you are not bound by their rules. The systems of control around you rely on predictability, compliance, and fear to maintain power. But your sovereignty challenges those foundations by operating in freedom, creativity, and truth. This is why your presence often evokes resistance. People and systems sense that you cannot be controlled, and that makes you a threat to the status quo. Yet, their resistance only strengthens your resolve, sharpening your focus and deepening your connection to God's purpose. This sovereignty comes from above, not from within yourself. It's not about self-reliance, but about divine reliance. Psalm 62 verse 6 declares, "He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved." Your strength comes from walking in alignment with God's will, which means that no amount of opposition, manipulation, or pressure can move you off the path He has set before you. This independence doesn't isolate you. It elevates you. It positions you above the noise, giving you the clarity and authority to act boldly in your purpose. Living in unyielding sovereignty also means rejecting conformity. The world often equates fitting in with success, but as a chosen one, you understand that your mission is not to blend in, it's to stand out. Romans 12 verse 2 reminds us, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." Your sovereignty transforms, rather than conforms. It reshapes the spaces you inhabit, inviting others to rise to a higher standard of truth and freedom. This transformation isn't about arrogance. It's about obedience to God's higher calling. Yet walking in sovereignty comes with challenges. You may find that others misunderstand your independence, labeling it as arrogance, defiance, or even rebellion. They may attempt to diminish your light, not because they truly see a flaw in you, but because your presence reveals the limitations they've placed on themselves. This misunderstanding can feel isolating at times, but it is a necessary part of your journey. Jesus himself faced similar resistance. In John 6, after delivering a challenging teaching, many of his followers turned away, unable to accept the truth he spoke. Yet, he remained steadfast, knowing that his mission was not to please the masses, but to fulfill God's plan. Like Jesus, your sovereignty isn't about winning approval. It's about staying true to your divine purpose. Your unyielding sovereignty also connects you to a larger cosmic purpose. You are part of God's plan to bring restoration, freedom, and truth to the world. Your independence is not for personal gain, but for the glory of His kingdom. Matthew 5 verses 14 to 16 calls you the light of the world, a city set on a hill that cannot be hidden. Your sovereignty shines brightly, illuminating paths for others and breaking chains of oppression. Every step you take in obedience to God's will sends ripples through the spiritual and physical realms, challenging systems of darkness and inspiring others to embrace their own freedom. On a personal level, this sovereignty allows you to walk with confidence, even in uncertain circumstances. You know that your identity is rooted in God, not in the opinions or expectations of others. This gives you the strength to face trials with peace, knowing that you are never truly alone. Isaiah 41 verse 10 offers this assurance. "Fear thou not, for I am with thee, be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness." Your unyielding sovereignty is a reflection of His unwavering presence in your life. This divine sovereignty is also an invitation for growth. As you walk in your calling, you'll find that God continues to refine and strengthen you. Each challenge you face becomes an opportunity to deepen your faith and expand your capacity for impact. Like a tree with deep roots, you are able to stand firm in storms, drawing strength from the living water of God's Spirit. This growth is not just for your benefit, but for the benefit of those connected to your mission. If you feel the unstoppable strength of your divine calling, comment "Sovereign" below. Let this be your declaration that you are stepping boldly into the freedom and authority God has given you, unshaken by the forces that try to hold you back. The fourth sign is agents of liberation. You were created to be an agent of liberation. Your life is not just about your own journey. It's intricately woven into the freedom and transformation of others. You carry a unique authority to break boundaries, disrupt oppression, and inspire those around you to step into their divine calling. Your presence challenges the systems that bind people, whether those are systems of thought, fear, or control. Like a key that unlocks a door, you were designed to free what has been held captive. Your courage and obedience create ripples that extend far beyond what you can see, setting others on paths they may never have walked without your influence. Consider the story of Esther. She was placed in a position of influence, not for personal comfort, but for a greater purpose, to save her people from destruction. When Mordecai urged her to take a stand, he said, "Who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this?" Esther 4 verse 14. Her decision to risk everything wasn't just about her. It was about the countless lives connected to her obedience. Like Esther, you've been placed where you are for a reason. Your actions, no matter how small they may seem, have the power to bring freedom to those around you. This is the essence of being an agent of liberation. As an agent of liberation, your very presence awakens people to possibilities they may have never considered. You challenge oppression, not always with loud declarations, but often with quiet authenticity. Simply by walking in your purpose, you show others that the limitations they've accepted as normal are not permanent. Whether it's a toxic mindset, a broken system, or a cycle of fear, your life becomes a testament to what is possible when someone steps into their God-given authority. Luke 4 verse 18 echoes this calling. "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised." You are not just living for yourself, you are carrying out a divine mission of liberation. This mission, however, is not without challenges. Breaking boundaries often means confronting resistance, both external and internal. Systems that thrive on control will not easily release their grip. People who have grown comfortable in their limitations may resist the very freedom you offer because it demands change. Even within yourself, you may feel the weight of fear or doubt, questioning whether you're truly equipped for such a monumental task. But let me remind you, the power for this mission doesn't come from you, it comes from God. In Exodus 3 verses 11 to 12, when Moses doubted his ability to free the Israelites, God reassured him with these words, "Certainly I will be with thee." That same assurance applies to you. The one who called you is the one who equips you. Your role as an agent of liberation also requires immense courage. Like Esther, there will be moments when you must stand against fear, uncertainty, and even opposition. You might feel like the odds are stacked against you, but remember that God has already gone before you. In Joshua 1 verse 9, God commands, "Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest." Courage is not the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward in spite of it, trusting that God's purpose will prevail. The beauty of your calling is that it creates ripple effects. Each act of obedience, each boundary you break, and each person you inspire sets off a chain reaction of liberation. Think of Paul and Silas in Acts 16. Imprisoned for their faith, they chose to worship God in the middle of the night. Their praise not only led to their freedom, but also to the liberation of every prisoner in the jail and the salvation of the jailer himself. Like Paul and Silas, your actions are not isolated. They carry the potential to transform the lives of countless others. On a personal level, being an agent of liberation means living authentically. It means breaking free from your own limitations so that you can inspire others to do the same. This is not a one-time event, but a continuous process of growth and alignment with God's will. As you step into greater freedom, you naturally extend that freedom to those around you. Your story becomes a beacon of hope, a reminder that no chain is too strong for God to break, and no situation is beyond His redemption. This calling also places you within a greater cosmic purpose. You are not simply dismantling systems or inspiring change. You are participating in God's plan to bring restoration to the world. Matthew 5 verse 14 declares, "Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid." Your light is not just for your benefit. It's for everyone connected to you. Each time you challenge oppression or inspire someone to dream again, you are fulfilling this divine mandate. If you're ready to embrace your role as an agent of liberation, comment "freedom" below. This is your declaration that you are stepping boldly into your purpose, trusting that God will use you to break boundaries and set others free. The final sign is the ultimate confirmation that the power being transferred to you is not only transforming your life, but is also dismantling the very systems they rely on. Stay with me, because this last point will resonate deeply with your spirit. The final sign is beacon of truth. Your energy is a beacon of truth, radiating a frequency that pierces through dishonesty and falsehood. Like a lighthouse guiding ships through a storm, your light cuts through the fog of deception, illuminating the way to freedom and clarity. This isn't just about exposing lies. It's about creating a pathway for transformation and restoration. Your very presence disrupts systems built on manipulation, forcing them to confront the fragility of their foundation. It's no wonder that such systems struggle to stand in your presence. Truth always has the power to shake what was never meant to endure. Think of the Apostle Paul. Everywhere he went, the truth he carried disrupted both spiritual and political systems. His message wasn't just about words. It was a force that unsettled the status quo. In Acts 16, Paul and Silas encountered a girl possessed by a spirit of divination. Her declarations, though seemingly affirming, came from a place of deceit. Paul, discerning the truth, cast the spirit out, disrupting the entire system, profiting from her bondage. This act didn't just free the girl. It exposed the exploitation behind the facade. The ripple effect was undeniable, leading not only to the jailer's salvation, but also to a demonstration of God's power that could not be ignored. Like Paul, your light doesn't merely challenge lies. It transforms those who are ready to embrace truth. This role as a beacon of truth is both powerful and humbling. It's not about your own glory, but about God's purpose working through you. Matthew 5 verse 16 reminds us, "Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works, and glorify your Father which is in heaven." Your light is not for self-promotion. It's a tool for divine revelation. Every time you speak truth, act with integrity, or simply refuse to conform to deception, you glorify God and inspire others to seek the same authenticity in their own lives. Being a beacon of truth is not without its challenges. The world thrives on deception, creating narratives that protect systems of power and control. When you step into a space and radiate truth, it can feel like an affront to those systems. People may misunderstand your intentions, label you as disruptive, or resist your presence altogether. But their reactions are not a reflection of your worth. They're a testament to the power of the truth you carry. John 8 verse 32 says, "And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." Your presence as a bearer of truth isn't just about confrontation, it's about liberation. Your role as a beacon of truth also comes with the responsibility of discernment. Not every battle is yours to fight, and not every lie requires immediate correction. Jesus himself modeled this in his interactions. He didn't confront every falsehood he encountered, but was strategic in how and when he revealed the truth. In John 4, he engaged with the Samaritan woman at the well, exposing her situation not to shame her, but to offer her living water. His approach transformed her life, turning her into a messenger who brought her entire community to hear him. Like Jesus, your light is not about condemnation. It's about pointing others toward redemption. One of the most profound aspects of being a beacon of truth is the way it awakens those who are ready to receive it. Your light doesn't just expose lies, it draws people toward something greater. It inspires them to question what they've accepted as normal, to seek clarity, and to embrace freedom. This doesn't mean everyone will immediately respond positively. Some may resist and others may walk away. But for those who are ready, your light becomes a turning point in their journey. You become a catalyst for transformation, not because of anything you do on your own, but because of the divine power working through you. If you're ready to shine as a beacon of freedom and truth in this world, comment "truth" below. Let this be your declaration that you are stepping boldly into your calling, allowing your light to guide others toward freedom and transformation. Watch the next video linked in the description below, where we'll explore how this unstoppable energy is shaping the future and expanding your role in God's divine plan. Here's the truth. You are not just a chosen one. You are a force for divine change. The power being transferred to you is unstoppable, and your mission is transforming the world around you. Comment, "I'm chosen," if this message resonated with you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this prophetic word today. Let's keep walking in purpose together. Until next time, stay blessed,